It's claimed that Chelsea are about to make a significant bid after demonstrating interest in Arsenal target Brighton and England centre-back Ben White. Villa are also interested in putting in a third bid for Emil Smith-Rowe in the region of £32.5 million. All that, including a Haaland update and much more. Hit that like and that share button. Here we go. Good evening. Welcome back to the Football Terrace. Make sure that like button has been smashed. You've subscribed. You've turned on the bell notifications as well. If you want to comment on these videos while we're live, you do need to be a subscriber of the Football Terrace. Some interesting news to go through with you. We touched on Man United this morning, and I said big Arsenal and Chelsea updates are plenty. The biggest involves both Arsenal and Chelsea, and it involves the Brighton and England centre-back Ben White. On the transfer video podcast hosted by Duncan Castles, he has claimed and made the call that Chelsea have now made their interest known to the player, and says that Chelsea are set to provide significant competition to the Gunners for Ben White's signature. He has claimed, he made a very loud claim, that Chelsea Football Club are going to make an attempt to sign Ben White this summer. First of all, Chelsea fans, what's your reaction to what he's had to say there? We'll go through in a little bit more detail what he had to say, go through the transcript of what was said by Duncan Castles. But Chelsea fans, what's your reaction? Is that a signing that you're excited about? Is it one you're furious about? And the reason I ask that is this. A lot of Chelsea fans have found this show infuriated, the lack of transfer activity. They feel that it's going to be 2017 all over again. I want your initial reaction to this news. I know it's very easy as well on social media to be attracted to the popular news. So when Duncan Castles says your main priority is Haaland and you're working hard to get him, everybody rates him. What I do find interesting is maybe these stories that everybody's not so keen on being ignored and being put down. But I do want your views and opinion. That is why we're here. Gooners, what's your reaction to this? Are you worried? Are you concerned that if Chelsea come in, you may lose out on one of your main targets this summer? This is what he said in the podcast, and I think that's significant competition for Arsenal because Chelsea obviously can offer Champions League football. Sorry, I think I need to read this again. Sorry, he says, I think that's significant competition for Arsenal because Chelsea obviously can offer Champions League football. They can offer it. They're based in London as well, and that's where Ben White wants to play. But one thing should be immediately... this doesn't even read properly. He can offer a club based in London in the same way that Arsenal can. But one thing that should be immediately competitive for the Premier League title, and that hasn't had much hesitation. Whoever has copy and pasted this transcript, they've done a terrible job. I'm dyslexic and it doesn't even read right. Do your jobs properly. What is it for? I listened to it. I'm going to paraphrase rather than read. What is this shit? I'm dyslexic, and that is just the worst sentence ever constructed. Anyway, basically saying that Arsenal are going to be concerned because there's nothing they can offer Ben White that Chelsea cannot. Champions League football is there. I'm laughing as well. I don't even understand what they've written here. Honest to God, I'm going to post it in the comment section, right? Tell me if this reads right. Tell me if this reads right. I posted it. Tell me if that reads correct, or maybe I'm being dumb. I don't know. That's it there. Read that out loud and tell me if that reads right. I'm sorry to hijack the show here, but tell me if that reads right. I don't get it. Can offer a club based in London in the same way that Arsenal can, but one that should be immediately competitive for the Premier League title. Okay, I don't. Maybe I'm not reading it right. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm being done. Anyway. Chelsea is supposedly interested in him. I want your views and I want your opinions on that. A comment here says these journalists are guessing. Maybe they are. I mean, I'll give you my view and opinion on it. My view and opinion. I think this might be Ben White's people, maybe Brighton's people trying to speed Arsenal up, getting that final offer in with all the structure and bonuses how they want. That's my take. I don't think Duncan Castles is providing you with false information in terms of him guessing or making it up. I believe somebody in authority has told him that this is true. Whether or not it's really happened or not is a completely different kettle of fish. Maybe I've reread that sentence. Maybe that sentence does make a little bit more sense now that I've read it out loud, but it just wasn't. Maybe if you were listening to it, maybe they've copied it word for word. I understand what he's trying to say. Yeah, I get what he's trying to say. I just didn't think it was transcripted right. And being dyslexic, when I'm trying to read off something like a video printer, if it isn't like perfect, it blows my brain. Let's get to some of your comments that are coming through on here. David says, Terry, you need to change your border. Oh, I have not done that. See, I've uploaded it. What? Because when I do that, you see it changes. There it is. There you go, my friend. Top man. Top man. Thank you, David. Thank you. My guy Slen says, what tier of reliability would you consider Duncan Castles? Do you know what's interesting with someone like Duncan Castles? I don't tend to tier very many journalists. I tend to tier the ones that I've had private conversations with, so I understand who they talk to, who they know. One of the reasons that I give so much props to Daniel Harris, to Christophe Terreur, to Dean Jones, is when we've had private conversations and I've asked them about specific transfers, they'll say, I have no idea what's going on with that. And it's quite difficult from the public's, like from the outside looking in. What I would say about Duncan Castles is this. When he prints news that excites fans, people treat him like a tier one. But Duncan Castles is a sports journalist. He's not a transfer journalist. So he will print whatever he's being told and give his opinion on it, if that makes sense, as opposed to worrying about whether or not people like the information or not. It's quite interesting, actually, because he was one of the few British journalists last summer to put down that the Sancho deal was going to happen. He was like, absolutely not. It's going to be next year, blah, 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 blah. So he got that one spot on. But if we're going to put him into a tier, though, I would say sort of tier 2, somewhere along those lines. Having said that, I've seen other tier 1s do shows recently, and people are saying, unless it's Fabrizio, I don't care anymore, which is a madness to me, because Fabrizio is amazing, but other journalists know things. However, on this story, on this particular one, I'm not questioning Duncan Castle's integrity. I'm questioning whether or not I believe the story to be true at its core. I do not believe Chelsea are going to go for... I cannot believe Chelsea would go for Ben White. With Koundé available, with Varane available, with the money they've got, I can't see it happening. I can't see it happening at all, Slens. I can't see it at all myself. But I want your views and I want your opinions on that as well. Right. Let's delve into some of the other stories that have circulated today. This is an interesting one that involves Arsenal Football Club as well. Emil Smith-Rowe. Now, this has stemmed out of local news in Birmingham. The Birmingham Mail have said that whispers, they've used the word whispers, but they've essentially said that Arsenal have turned down 2 bids believed to be in the region of 25 and 30 million pound from Aston Villa, who their words are, who appear determined to keep testing Arsenal's resolve by improving the size of their offer. Reports in recent hours have told us that a new bid in the region of £32.5 million is being prepared by Aston Villa and will be submitted in the coming week to try and secure the signature of Emil Smith-Rowe. Now, what stands out to me to be interesting about this, again, this story is, well, people are laughing at where this has come from. This is local news. And I just don't feel like local newspapers are going to print a story like this for the sake of it. And we already know that they've submitted 2 bids. I don't understand why they wouldn't submit a third. I don't understand what is so crazy about this story. What I find interesting is that, again, I keep asking this question. Why do Aston Villa keep looking to or making these bids for an Arsenal player who they're adamant they're not going, they're going to get onto a new deal? Something about this, I find it so. Why would Villa waste their time? It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. I think Emil Smith-Rowe is going to stay. There's been no real noise from Emil Smith-Rowe's camp that he wants to leave. So why are Villa doing this? Who's convincing Villa they've got a chance here? That's what I'm confused about as well. There are other newspapers also running with similar stories to this. I know that the Sunday Mirror are run with it. The Daily Mail have printed the story on this as well. Plus, I've seen it sort of circulating across the. My attention was brought to it by one of the Arsenal aggregators on Twitter. I don't actually remember which one. If I'm being honest, I read so many transfer stories each day. I'm actually going to go look for it now while we're talking. But it's the weirdest transfer story. It's the weirdest transfer story that I've seen. It's the weirdest transfer story, and I keep seeing it rearing its head again and again and again, that they're going to put another bid in. I just find it strange. In fairness, there's also a verified link here, Aston Villa News. They've also published this story as well, that they're going to be going in for a third bid. I just find it strange, and no one can really give me an answer as to why they're doing it that kind of scratches my itch, as it were. But do me a favor and hit that like and share button. We're going to open up the lines now for you to phone in and have your say. We're going to post the link in the comment section and then pin it. We're going to pin it up as well so you can have your say. I do want to go through your comments and your thoughts and feelings around these transfer dealings. Also, if you want to call in, please feel free to. Haaland update before we go to these calls as well. I mean, the Haaland update comes from what everyone calls tier one in Fabrizio Romano. And what Fabrizio has said is that it's more of an update than anything else, but I think it's worthwhile going through again. He said here that the Chelsea pursuit of Haaland has been dealt a blow following Man United's signing of Sancho. He goes on to say that Borussia Dortmund have made it even clearer that they're not desperate to sell. They're not in desperate need of cash and are happy to keep Haaland for one more year until his release clause of £64 million kicks in. Now, what's really interesting, again, is it's lower than, maybe because we sometimes get told it in euros and then people print it in pounds, but £64 million is available for next year. Romano then went on to say, after selling Sancho, Dortmund are really relaxed. They are convinced they can do it and they will keep Haaland. If someone wants to sign Haaland this summer, Chelsea and other clubs will have to break the bank. It will be really, really difficult. His contract, you have to pay a huge salary if you want to sign him. Dortmund prefer to sell the player in 1 year and not right now. They want to enjoy Haaland, and they don't need the money because they sold Sancho to Manchester United and they're in no rush. Haaland will be really, really complicated. And I don't know how much more we've learned there, other than the fact that the buyout clause now seemingly sounds a little bit cheaper than it was before. But my view, again, what we do here at the Football Terrace is we take the news and we present it back to you. I give my opinions, you get the phone and have your say. I don't think we learned nothing new there. I don't think we learned anything new there from Fabrizio. All I would say is this. Dortmund put out that news to me. It's a catcall. It's like, yeah, look, we want your money, but you've got to pay big money. We're prepared to lose it, so you've got to pay. We're prepared to say no to 80, 90, 100, 110, 120. It's got to be 30s, 40s, 50s. Plus the one to get this deal done. I still think Chelsea are going to put the bid in. I would remain very relaxed as a Chelsea fan around this deal. I think it's very plausible, very doable, but difficult. That part is, of course, true. It's always difficult to put together a bid and deal of that size. But that's my thoughts and that's my feelings. If you want to phone in, I have posted the StreamYard link in the live comment section and pinned it to the top so you can come on and have your say. Villa are desperate to replace Grealish. I mean, Twisted, that for me seems the most logical answer to all of this, that they're desperate, or they're going to be in desperate need to replace Grealish, and they're going to put some big money bids in. That to me is the most realistic thing. I can't see they're buying him to add to Buendia and Grealish, but I don't know. Arsenal fans keep denying it. They say it's not going to happen, but we'll go from there. Hermit here on our Twitch account says, then again, if you're going for longevity, he's a very good option to explore and a proven Premier League defender. It won't give them the pedigree like Varane, but under Tuchel, he can develop into a more effective CB than he can at Brighton or Arsenal, especially when he has to compete against Christensen. Do you know what it is? I rate Ben White. The irony in all of this is I think Ben White's a lot better than people have been bantering Arsenal about. It'll be very interesting to see in the next day or so if we start to see. I suppose it's one of these things again. I wonder how many people ridiculing Duncan Castles right now will come out and say, I'm really sorry for being disrespectful, if a perceived juggernaut transfer expert also makes these claims. So, we're going through that in the development of our show, the Done Deal show. When Dean Jones said 2 weeks ago that West Ham wanted 100 million for Declan Rice, people that watch our show, that troll us, ridicule it. Nonsense. There's no way, no way. Matt Law prints it 2 weeks later. By the way, Matt Law and Dean know each other. Suddenly it's, that's true. And that's my point. Where's the flowers? Where's the flowers? All I'm going to say on this. And that's not me defending Duncan Castles. I don't know Duncan Castles from Adam. I barely recognize him if I walked into him in the street. I read most of his stuff or listen to it. But I'm just saying, watch this space on this Ben White situation. If Villa want a cam, they could go for Lingard for 28 million. They could. Does Lingard want to go there? I think Lingard wants to join West Ham if he leaves Manchester United. Yes, we'll be doing semi-final previews probably on Monday on the terrace. So stay tuned for that, my wonderful viewers. First up on the show, I'm going to go to Ziad. Ziad's a Chelsea fan, I believe. Welcome back to the terrace, mate. What are you saying?
Yeah, how's it going, Terry? I'm really shocked with this Ben White talk. I don't think it makes any sense for Chelsea or the player himself. When the links first came out with the Arsenal and Ben White, I thought it made perfect sense for the player, especially, and also for the club. But if he's thinking about coming to Chelsea, he's got to understand he doesn't get ahead of Thiago Silva, Christensen, Rudiger. Still got Aspilicueta that can play, that plays there. Reece James that can play there. He won't get game time, and he'll get game time, but in terms of a Carabao Cup and FA Cup, but he won't be a first team player, is what I mean. And I don't understand why a 22-year-old who's got a lot of interest from different clubs, and as much as we want to take the mick out of Arsenal, they're still a big club. And why wouldn't you want to choose a big club, be a starter for them, improve your game, and just go to the next level instead of being a young defender that's going to sit on the bench, because the club that you've chosen to go to have got many quality defenders in front of you. So in terms of Ben White, I don't see why it doesn't make any sense for Chelsea, and absolute zero sense for the player himself. And with Haaland, sorry,
Go on, mate. Go on.
With Haaland, yeah, I think you're right. I don't think we've learned anything new. The fact that his release clause is £64 million, that is ridiculous. If Dortmund, who we know are a selling club, even think about keeping him, if Chelsea put in a big money bid, it would be a terrible idea, because you've got to think about it this way. We're going to give them, say, 130 million, 150 million, and then that's the most they're going to get for him ever. And why would they want to lose that much money on, as far as I'm concerned, the best player they've ever had in terms of young talent? And it's a big risk for them, I think, because they've already lost money on the Sancho deal. They were stubborn last season with United.
Welcome to the transfer window.
They've lost they've lost money there, and they scraped top four with Sancho and Haaland. So what's to say they're going to make Champions League football again? So they're going to lose money in Champions League football, already lost money in Sancho, and going to lose an awful amount of money on Haaland. It makes no sense for me, and I am still confident as a Chelsea fan that if we were to put a big bid in, we would sign Haaland.
Yeah, do you know what I would say? This, I think the Haaland thing, you're absolutely spot on with that, mate. There's no doubt about it. What I would say about the Ben White thing is this: I just feel like it's the Brighton Ben White end trying to push Arsenal into hurrying up. It's been very, very well publicized and documented over the course of the summer so far that Arsenal are making so many inroads into players due to them not knowing who they can get. They are worried about Champions League teams competing for their targets. And who better than to compete for one of their targets than their London rivals, Chelsea? It should speed things up. Right now, there's a 5% chance that Chelsea are looking at doing this, in my view. I still think Arsenal are going to go and get him done. I agree with your point of view. I think he's going to get more game time at Arsenal. I think that's a better option for him right now. And on the Haaland situation, as I say, a lot of people say, well, why? A few of the comments saying, well, why is Fabrizio updating us if there's nothing new? Because people keep asking about it. And at the end of the day, the situation remains the same. For me, it's in Roman's hands. If Roman is prepared to put the investment in to get him this summer, he will. But Chelsea might make a decision. You're not a stupid club. You might make a decision to put some of that 130, 140 million pound this summer towards signing a Declan Rice or other areas of the pitch, and then go and get Haaland next year for 64 million pounds, and maybe blow your competitors out the water when it comes to salaries. Because if Man City end up getting Harry Kane this summer, they're not going for Haaland next year. Yes, you're going to have Real Madrid and Barcelona that come in, but you've got more money than them. You can just pay astronomical salary. So then maybe that's the process that you're going to go down, and the angle you're going to go down in the end. I'm not too sure. You've also got to remember there's something that Haaland's team are now asking for, which is slowing things up. And that's the buyout clause. They are demanding a buyout clause be in the contract, but a realistic buyout clause, not £1 billion. They're looking at a realistic buyout clause. Now, Roman is never going to do that. They have to do it in Spain. It's a prerequisite of going there. There has to be a buyout clause. So there are a few stumbling blocks that Roman and your club have to manage and have to kind of maneuver themselves around. But I'm sure they'll do a great job of getting around that. Ziad, great call as ever. Great opinions made there, my friend. Thank you very, very much indeed. To all of our viewers, make sure you hit that like button. To comment, you have to subscribe and turn on the bell notifications for the Football Terrace. That's all a way of stopping trolls as well, because you get a lot of trolls about, a lot of spammers. Don't need any of that on the Football Terrace. Next up, my guy, the Winter Surfer, is here. What you saying, Blow? You up for a bit of Ben White at Chelsea?
I think it could be a deal because although I still think our name's being used a bit to rush Arsenal, but I wouldn't be surprised. Remember, Rudiger's only got a year left. Rudiger's only got a year left on his contract. And if he doesn't sign a contract this summer, I expect Chelsea to try and move him out. And then we're going to have to buy another central defender in. I think Ben White last year, before he played Premier League game, he was highly rated by everyone. I just think, I don't know what it is. I'm a bit like myself. I think when we sort of downplay English players a lot, no matter who they are. They seem to get just like downgraded. Oh, he's not good enough. It's 50 million. He's 50 million because Brighton don't really need to sell him, but they can if they want to. That's the difference. But yeah, I mean, you say Ben White. They say Ben White's not going to get a game. I mean, Tuchel likes to rotate his players. Do you know what I mean? And especially we're going on near 2 years of non-stop football. You've seen the injuries that are happening in this Euros tournament alone. Fatigue. I mean, we're playing extra games next season, World Club, Super Cup, and if Ben White comes in, I have no objection to him coming in whatsoever. He's English. He knows he'll play well. And Terry, you've seen it. Players get better playing with better players. Yeah, they get better training with players. Yeah, that's why Declan Rice. People are objecting to Declan Rice. Declan Rice is 22. You don't think if he plays with better players, he can learn to distribute the ball better. He can learn to be a better player. I bring him in. What I will say this is that Chelsea need a striker this season, or it's a top 4 battle and not a title battle.
Yeah,
we need a striker. And what I will say this to the Chelsea PR machine: if you're going all in for Haaland, sign him, but do not announce Adama Traore before you announce Haaland. Because the Chelsea fan base, his head will explode if you announce Adama Traore before Haaland.
The Chelsea fan base, they're entitled to support their club how they see fit. Of course they are. I've been kind of knocked sideways by the level of negativity that I've seen from a lot of Chelsea fans.
I'm so annoyed by it, man. Everyone keeps saying 2017. The window's hardly open. There's a Euros going around. We spent huge amounts of money and loads of players last year. We're not going to buy 6 or 7 players. We're going to buy like 2 or 3 at the most. we're going to sell. We have to sell more than we have to buy. Our squad's bloated, and it's got a lot of dead wood there, and we need to get it out. And Terry, it's not like FIFA where you can drop 150 million pounds on a player or include players into deals that they just go. This is the biggest transfer in this club's history, and possibly the biggest transfer in Premier League history. It's going to take its time. Plus, like you said, Dortmund don't have to sell, but they didn't say they wouldn't sell, did they, in that statement?
Yeah,
so they left the door open.
The door is there. It's basically come give us loads of money in our pocket and we'll let it go. Listen, Winter Surfer, great call as ever, mate, and we'll chat to you again soon. Top man. Thank you, bro. Thank you. And by the way, big shout out to Lee for signing up to becoming an official Legends and Superfan member. You can go and join our WhatsApp group now. The link for that is on our community page. You have to scroll down a little bit. It's only viewable if you're a legend or a super fan. You can go and get that link now. We've got KJ to come very soon. Before that, Roy is a Chelsea fan. Give me your thoughts on the Ben White news that's come out today.
Yeah, Terry. So I'm not interested in Ben White because, if we have to spend 50 million, I would rather go for Declan Rice for 80 million. Because two things. First of all, Declan Rice can play multiple roles. He can be a CDM. He can also cover up our center back if needed.
Bro, I'm not too sure. There's a really loud noise in the background. Sounds like you're on an aeroplane. There, stop now. There we go.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, no, yes.
Yeah, so I was just saying that we would rather want Declan Rice instead of Ben White. Because Declan Rice can also play as CB if we need anyone like Rudiger's leaving and all. Declan Rice can provide the backup in that spot.
Do you think Declan Rice is worth 80 million pounds?
Yes, because he can play multiple roles. First of all, he can cover for Jorginho, because we know Jorginho is not good for every type of matchups. He can provide something else like a physicality in the midfield, which Jorginho certainly lacks. Secondly, Declan Rice is also a CB. He plays backup CB in West Ham also when there's a need. So that covers up the
fair dues. Roy, I appreciate you calling in. I'm getting a really bad bit of interview. I'm not sure if the viewers can hear it. My earphones definitely can. Some really bad interference every time you speak. It sounds like when someone puts sounds like I don't even know what the word is. Like a speaker's up too loud. You get that like noise. That was hurting my ear holes. KJ still to come. Before that though, man like Slens is in the house. What you saying, bro?
So, bro, you good?
Yeah, I'm good. Ben White.
I'm good, man. I'm good. Thanks a lot, man. Now, listen, I think, listen, Chelsea, City, United always get involved when it comes to other clubs buying players, just to kind of rush the deal, kind of, drive the price up a little bit and, get a higher wage maybe. So I'm not going to read too much into that. I think Brighton put that out there probably just for us to kind of hurry up, as you said, I think. But listen, all I'm going to tell Chelsea fans is if it's not Rice, Tchouameni or Haaland, I wouldn't read too much into the news, because I think that's the goals we're going for. As Andrew said, Winter Surfer said, we're not going to buy a lot of players. We're just going to buy players who are going to benefit us and are going to improve us, like Haaland and others. So I'm not going to read too much into other deals, man. I think people always put us into there because they know we can sign players. They know we have a lot of money in the bank, and we'll always drive the prices up. Literally.
Yeah, mate. That as you heard, like I report on what the news is. What I always love about my channel is I'll report what the news is saying, and people that what I've noticed this time more than any other. If the news isn't positive about a particular club, it is like it's attacked like a madness. Like I don't make the news up; I report on it. But my opinion is the same as yours. I think this is Brighton trying to push Arsenal along.
Do you know what it is? Sorry.
Go on, mate. Go on.
I was going to say, you know what it is? When it comes to like the whole panic in 2017, the Chelsea fan thing, yeah? I think there is a basis as to why people are kind of panicking. I think every time, if you notice with Chelsea, every time we succeed and we get a major trophy, the transfer window is quite underwhelming. After, like, I can give you examples of Mourinho, like back in the day, 2014, 15, he won the league, and then he gets backed with a Papi Djulaboji, and we get another player, I forgot who. And then Ancelotti, even back in the day when he won the league, didn't get backed. Got Torres at January, I think. They kind of compensated for this poor summer transfer window. And then after that, Conte. So I think there's a basis as to why people are worried, but just be patient. We just started the window. It could be a blessing. We could get Haaland.
Yeah, because I saw a tweet, and I'm not sure whether it was from the official Chelsea account or somebody else, but yeah, I think pre-season starts tomorrow, like it's in pre-season training. People are see pre-season started, we've got to have these deals done. It's like, yeah, half your squad ain't going to be there. It's going to be a few of the older guys that weren't on international duty and the reserves. It's like, just relax a little bit. It's bad. How would you react though, bruv, if you sign Ben White?
I mean, I'm not opposed to it. Like, I don't think he's a bad player. He kind of suits Tuchel's ideology in case, like, in terms of being comfortable on the ball, playing in the back three. I believe he also can play CDM. He can play centre back. I wouldn't be opposed to it, and I think he'll be a high price, which is people why they would oppose it, because I think he'd be 50 million. You know, when it comes to English players, there's always a tax. So, listen, overall, I wouldn't be opposed to it as a squad player. I think he's an Arsenal level player, like, with all due respect to Arsenal. Like, he's just a mid-table player. So they should sign him. He'll be a starting centre back for them.
Yeah, 110%. And I think he'll get more time to develop at Arsenal, lower expectations and all that jazz. 100%, mate. I agree with you. Listen, Staines, thanks for coming on as ever, mate. Chat to you again soon, brother. All the best, man. Thank you. Christopher here says, I don't believe the Ben White rumours only because it seems more likely that Chelsea just retained Mark. I can't even pronounce that surname instead of getting Ben White. Is that one of your youth players? I can't read the name, but yes, maybe. I'm not too sure. I don't know who that player is. Maybe you Chelsea fans can educate me on that one there. KJ's in the house with us now. What you saying, bro?
I am very surprised that Chelsea is going anywhere near Ben White. If they're going to spend 50 million on the player, I thought it'd be Varane. I thought maybe Varane is where they're going, but maybe the wage demands are a bit too high for what Chelsea want to do, especially if they want to get Haaland. So they're probably thinking, let's get someone with lesser wages for around the same price, and then focus all our wage budget on Haaland and bringing him in.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know. I just sort of feel like it just doesn't. It's one of them. Again, I'm not even questioning Duncan Castles. I just think that it's someone trying to force Arsenal along to pay the money or the structure that Brighton want. You know, supposedly the fee with Brighton's agreed. It's just the structure's not how Brighton want it. So maybe they're trying to like scare them a little bit and push them along and whatnot. But yeah, I don't know why. It just doesn't feel like a Chelsea player or a Chelsea type signing at this point. But having said that, look, they've signed Danny Drinkwater before.
Like, yeah, I don't think Ben White's going to be going. I honestly believe it's Arsenal set and done. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think anyone else is really going to try and challenge Arsenal for a signing of Ben White at £50 million. I think for Arsenal, he's worth 50 million, but for anyone else, he's not worth 50 million pounds. You know what I mean? So I don't think they value him that highly, whereas Arsenal do.
Yeah, I mean, and they've got this guy here, Mark. A few people in the comments are telling me it's pronounced Mark Gay.
Oh, Guehi.
Guehi, like that is, yeah. I mean, I don't know much about him, so I'm you know me, I never express opinions about football players.
Yeah, he's decent. He was at Swansea for the season last year. He got into promotion playoffs. They obviously didn't get promoted in the end, but he's a good player. I heard he was going back though. I thought he was going back on loan to Swansea again.
Listen, Chelsea have about 100,000 players out on loan, so I wouldn't be surprised. The other deal I wanted to ask you about, because there's local news. I wonder what you're from Brum, so you'll get this. Like, local news in Birmingham, is it known for like printing nonsense?
Obviously, there's gone some publications that print nonsense because that's how some of them make their money. But I wouldn't say they're known for just being outlandish for no reason.
Obviously, they're claiming here that there's going to be a third bid for Emil Smith-Rowe, and I just wanted to, it feels like the weirdest thing for a local paper to lie to its only base about. Like, they don't sell that.
They legit have no reason to say that they're going in for him, even though they're not doing that. They probably going to try and go in for him, and if they get him, that's a different kind of question. But I don't think the journalists will lie to say that Aston Villa are going back in for him again when they're not, because there's no need to, because the Villa fan base are very loyal. They're very they're big in number as well. They're big in size, and they don't take foolishness. You know what I mean? Like when when Jack Grealish was getting linked to all these other clubs last summer, a lot of them were like, "Yeah, it's not happening," because they knew, and a lot of the papers saying that actually they're interested, yeah, but they're gonna have to pay X amount, and it probably won't happen, and it didn't happen. So I don't think they're lying or trying to do something like nefarious or nothing like that. I think Aston Villa really are interested in Smith-Rowe. They really want him, and you know what? If you really want a player, do you care that he's about to sign a new contract? No, you show that you want them, and you keep going back, and then until he signs a new contract, I think Aston Villa looking at it is like, yo, nothing's signed yet. So why should we stop? Because it's heard that the
And it looks good in Villa. He looks good. He looks good in the Villa stuff, doesn't he? You know what I mean?
The first shop's good, but yeah, why should they stop just because it hasn't happened yet? So yeah, like they're probably trying hard until Smith-Rowe signs the contract and it gets released that it's happened. I think Villa will keep trying, and they're in every right to do so.
Yeah, no, absolutely they are. Joining us now, we are going to go to more of your calls. Igal is with us now in the house. I'm intrigued to get his point of view again on both these breaking stories today. First one, Chelsea coming in for Ben White. What's your reaction to that, Igal?
It's not happening. It's not happening. This deal's pretty much done and dusted. I generally feel like at this point they're just trying to push. I don't know why. Who made the link? It was Duncan Castles, right? On his podcast. I honestly think at this point Duncan Castles is just waffling. I don't know how it's gone from. It's not only just him though. Let me just say this: the whole stuff about Ben White. Fabrizio Romano just came out yesterday or the day before and said nothing has changed. No one else, nothing has changed with the situation with Arsenal and Ben White. He's still nailed on to be signing. When it comes to Everton, it was just a rumor made by the Daily Mail. When it comes to the story about Man City, that was just another rumor that came from another newspaper. I can't remember right now. And this one with Chelsea, they've been linked to have they been linked to a lot of center backs, Terry, this summer? Besides Varane and Moutinho, look at the level of quality they've been linked to, and now apparently they're going in for Ben White, who costs around the same money as Varane. It just makes no sense. And also, I feel like this is another ploy to get Arsenal traction towards a thing. Because if you get Chelsea and Arsenal in the same story, you know it's gonna blow. So I'm not saying he's talking shit, but at the same time, I'm saying he's talking shit.
No, he's not. As that comment said, Duncan Castles is just adding spice.
There you go.
He's adding spice to it.
And adding spice to the thing, bro.
But then the Smith-Rowe thing is hilarious. It's actually hilarious. If this was Arsenal who bid for a player and then added 2.5 million from the original bid that we just made, supposedly the second bid that we made, and added 5 million. So 25 million is not going to make. We're not going to sell him for that. 30 million, we're not going to sell him for that. So you think 30.2.5 million is going to be enough to buy him? What are they? I don't know what they're doing over there in Villa, what they have, what they're going, what it must be 420 for some of them, or for some of them over there. I don't know. They're on a different map. I don't know what planet they're from. It's the most bizarre transfer link I've heard in the longest time. I've heard of bizarre things. This is probably the most bizarre thing I've heard.
How is it bizarre? How is it bizarre?
It's so bizarre because they generally think 25 million is enough for Smith-Rowe. Then they add another 5 million. Then they add 2.5 to their 30 million bid.
Yeah, you know why?
No
you know why? They're probably hitting. They're getting close to their max amount of money that they'll bid. So they're obviously not gonna go straight from 25 mil. Oh, okay, that ain't gonna work. Here's 50. You know what I mean? Of course, obviously they're not like Arsenal. They're not like Man United. They're not like Man City. They don't have as much money as these clubs. So they've got a max price, and they'll probably try and push that as much as they can to save money, bro. Every club would do that.
But we have to admit that it is the most bizarre thing ever to think 2.5 million will prize away one of Arsenal's prize youngsters.
I would say this. 2.5 million being added on to a 30 million pound bid, you're getting close towards 10%. This was a 100 million pound player. That'd be like adding 10 million pounds. And nobody would think, for instance, 100 million is supposedly what they offered for Harry Kane. If Man City's next bid was 108 million, 110 million, nobody would say that's weird. They'd say that's a steady like progression in the deal. It's, you know, they've added 10%. They've added nearly 10 million pounds on now to their first bid. It's just, but they're gonna. I think the weird bit where I agree with you is I can't see Emil Smith-Rowe going there. Like there's been no sign of it myself, and I don't even mean that disrespectfully to Villa. I think he wants to stay at Arsenal. That bit's weird. How much they've bid and their progressive growth is pretty normal. I saw when Man United offered below the asking price, or the reported asking price, to Sancho, Man United fans who have clearly never bought anything outside of Tesco's or Quick Save in their life, who have never had to negotiate a big commercial deal. Why would you lowball? Because every fucking club does it. Every club. Like, look what happened. Even with Hakimi to Chelsea. Chelsea made an offer that was better than PSG. So PSG had to go back in and offer a madness. They had to offer 80 million for a fullback. Because what Chelsea right now, though, if somebody else came in, let's just say now Leicester came in and bid 40 million, then it might escalate further. But right now, I don't think the volume of the amount of money is wrong. I think it's about right for a player of his age, his stature. I just don't. I want to know what's making Villa think they can get him, and that's what don't make sense to me.
I think there's a little bit might have to do with the agent. The deal is about to be signed. He has a new contract apparently pending. Let me clarify what I mean. Maybe bizarre. I'm going too far. I'm being a little bit too extravagant in my words. Let me just dumb it down a little bit. I feel like Arsenal are adamant to keep the player. It makes no sense to sell the player for any amount of money at this point. He's a crucial part to our team going forward. He's gonna be one of those players that are gonna be part of our squad, building and grow and becoming one of our key homegrown players in the future. We do have a homegrown issue if we start getting rid of some of these youngsters that are building up. And also an extra 7.5 million is not going to tempt Arsenal into selling Emil Smith-Rowe. If you were really trying to tempt Arsenal into selling Emil Smith-Rowe, you'd have to do it when we are in a situation where we have too many players in that position. At this moment, Arsenal does not have that many players to be playing in that position in order for us to be selling our only asset in that position.
Who's saying they're trying to tempt Arsenal, bro? They're not trying to tempt Arsenal.
That's what majority of the newspapers make it seem like.
Wait. They're not trying to tempt Arsenal, my brother. They're trying to tempt Emil Smith-Rowe. If Emil Smith-Rowe says, actually, no, I'm not signing my contract, and I want to leave for Villa, you're accepting around the 35-40 million mark. They're trying to show Emil Smith-Rowe that they want him. Terry keeps asking, oh, why is it that they're convinced that they can actually grab him? Again, I don't think it's out of they know that he wants to leave. It's more of, we want to try and get this guy. So we're just going to keep going. And hopefully that this effort, this love that we're showing him, keep coming with more bids, is the thing that tips his head and to be like, actually, no, let me leave to play for Villa.
Oh, love, what a precious thing. Oh, love. Love a little bit of Lionel Richie. Super chat here says, Terry, will Sancho bench Rashford or Greenwood? He could, because he's brilliant. But they're brilliant. It's brilliant. Man United have the best attacking force in the Premier League. Facts.
That's not true.
Let's do some more calls here. Make sure you're subscribing to the Terrace. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Make sure you're sharing the stream across your social media platforms. A reminder on the stories. Report from Duncan Castles today that Chelsea are going to make a significant offer, an attempt to try and hijack and sign Ben White away from Arsenal. Villa lining up a third bid of £32.5 million for Arsenal's brilliant wonder kid Emil Smith-Rowe. And an update from Fabrizio Romano on Haaland. No real update, really. Just said it's still happening. Just said it's still in Chelsea. The ball's still in Chelsea's court. £64 million release clause next summer, or maybe Chelsea will go big this summer. What we're saying here, we're going to go to next in the calls. I'm going to go to Lamin. Lamin, I don't know where Lamin is. It looks like it's a gym. Is that a bed? I don't know what that is behind him. Lamin, welcome back to the Terrace, mate. What do you want to say?
Hey, man. Well, first with the whole Ben White situation, it's a little bit underwhelming, like that we're linked with him. And what I don't understand is that why would we sell Tomori for 28 mil, who in my opinion is better than Ben White, just to go and spend 50 mil on Ben White? So the numbers are not adding up really. The only defender I want, I think that if we're in for anyone, it's just Varane. If not, then I think we've got like youngsters we can bring into the squad really that can fill that void if Rudiger decides to go. But I don't think he's gonna go anyway. So the whole Ben White thing, I'm not buying it. I just want a striker. I've been saying it all summer. I just need a striker and a top-class striker for us to challenge anyway. And the other thing with Igal as well, you're saying that why would 2 million, 5 million be enough for you to sell Emil Smith-Rowe? Like, Liverpool could have taught the same thing when you made a bid for 40 mil and £1. Did you really think that would have been enough for them to convince Luis Suarez to come to Arsenal?
No, but that's the great comparison. This is ridiculous. That's how ridiculous this bid is from Villa.
Not though, because that's different. Because that was a release clause, bro, and you put £1 on top of it, fam. Like that's the that is a disgrace.
The Arsenal one was funny as well because the release clause was a Fugazi release clause. All it meant is they had to inform Suarez of the bid, right? The idea was Suarez then goes and forces his move. He didn't.
Yeah.
Super chat here says the Chelsea link to Ben White is total who's doo-doo. It just doesn't add up. It does add up. It's to force Arsenal along. Give us our structure, Brighton are saying. Give us our structure. Give us the Mahoney in the way in which we want it. That's what I believe. But can you imagine? If it does happen, I do think we're going to see, if it did happen, there'll be Arsenal meltdowns, but I think there'll be Chelsea meltdowns aplenty because Chelsea fans have probably stuck it to Arsenal more this last 10 days in the Ben White links than any other fan base. Just for them to come in and take them. That'd just be, for me as a spectator, that'll be interesting. Lamin, thanks for coming on the show and having your say, mate. Top man. Thank you. Thank you.
Terry, I found the quote. His exact words were could well threaten the Gunners for Ben White. It doesn't necessarily say it is going to happen. It just could well. Doesn't mean.
Well, I think again, when listening to him speak, it was very much a case of Chelsea. His words were Chelsea have now told Ben White they're interested. That could then well threaten the deal. If Ben White says, I want to go to Arsenal, that's not threatening the deal. If Ben White suddenly goes, he's been telling his England teammates all during the Euros, I want to go Arsenal. He might Champions League football. Depends on what Chelsea are offering. If Chelsea are saying we want you to be a first teamer, we look at Thomas Tuchel thinks you're going to play in that back three alongside Christensen and Thiago. That could threaten your deal. I think that was all I read into it, bro. Was that way around really? Michael says Terry, don't give or make no excuses if Man United don't win the Premier League next season. What?
Ollie tax, mate. Ollie tax.
Listen, if we sign Varane, a good midfielder, and keep Paul Pogba, I won't give any other excuses other than we weren't good enough. I mean, that's not an excuse. It's the reason. Ollie weren't good enough because our squad will be good enough. There's no doubt. You'll never see me shirk away from that. I'm not one of these weird Man United fans who one week says our squad's terrible, the next week says any good manager could win the league with his squad. Oh, no. I don't flip-flop that quickly. I do flip-flop, but not that quickly. Next on the show, we're going to go to another Chelsea fan. We're going to go to Safe. You can stop waving. You might come on later after your debacle earlier. Call him Rashford lazy. Call him Martial. Call him Pogba. All of them lazy. Yeah. I'm reading between them lines. You Safe. I mean, do you know what I mean? And listen, you call it. I can Safe call any other man lazy when every time he comes on here, I've never seen a more creased t-shirt in my life. Every time this man don't even iron his clothes and he's calling people lazy. It's a madness. Abs is with us now. What are you saying, Abs?
Oh God, Ben White. I might have to pass the Ben and Jerry's ice cream title over to him if we go and cop him, and then we'll have Benjamin Button and Ben and Jerry's ice cream at the same club. But oh no, I don't think we really need him. I mean, he's a good centre back. He's not a world beater. He's not amazing, but he's not like what we need either. And I don't really think these links of us trying to get Ben White are true. Really, I think it's, as you said, it's just a way of trying to get Arsenal to like get their act together and start moving their asses. But yeah, I mean, if Ben White came in a hypothetical sense, I wouldn't be entirely against it. I'd just, see it as a squad option. But as Lamin said earlier, what's the point of binning Tomori, who is by far a much, much better defender? And in my opinion, if Gareth Southgate actually watched, Serie A or some England players who play abroad, he'd easily be in the squad. How we sell Tomori and bring in Ben White for double the money makes no sense. And with the whole Haaland thing, I just think people need to relax a bit because, yeah, he's not at the Euros, but right now clubs aren't making that many moves. Transfer activity is quiet. Yes, some clubs have announced their moves already, but you just need to relax a bit because these kind of deals, they get sped up, No, but you see these deals, they take a while to do. It's not like, see with Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz in a non-international summer took ages to fill out. So we just need to be a bit more patient and, have faith in our club and hopefully they pull through. Haaland, a DM and a centre-back and a backup goalie/winger. We can challenge for the league, I guess.
There we go.
I just want to add something to
Yeah, go on.
As a Chelsea fan, do you remember the little scandal or some sort of scandal that happened around Tomori that might have led to Chelsea not trusting him fully at the beginning?
Him being at a party.
What?
Being at a COVID party.
No, it was something to do with recreational drugs.
No, I don't think that. It was basically because of this inept fraud manager, Fat Frank, who couldn't manage our squad properly.
Yeah, Miguel, bruv. Marcus Alonso's killed somebody, bruv. I don't think they care about recreational drugs, bro.
Listen, I'm just saying it. I don't want to say it, so I'm just saying it.
Do you know what it is with Tomori? One thing I'd say about Tomori is this. Maybe there's a slight thing everyone's missing. Status. If Ben White's going to Chelsea as a squad player to develop into a first team player, maybe Tomori just said to Chelsea, I'm not prepared. I want to play first team. Like a lot of United fans say, it's disgraceful that we're selling Martial. Well, Martial isn't the first choice number 9 anymore. Maybe they've said, we want you to be one of our inside forwards. You're going to play regularly. And he said no. Yeah, like people always take out that scenario that maybe it was Tomori that asked for this move. Maybe Tomori was like, I loved it in Italy. I want to go. Please let me go, Chelsea. As opposed to, do you know what I mean? As opposed to thinking Ben White's better than him. It's just been forced upon them, maybe. Like, we're not too sure, but we'll see. Abs, top man. Thanks for coming on and having your say. Really appreciate it, bro. Next up, hang on a second here. What on earth, Egal, coming up with that news? Yeah, where on earth, Egal, did you come up with that news? Maybe you can share later. We can have a look. I haven't heard about anything to do with Tomori. I mean, I'm sure that would have been, no, in this country.
Yeah,
and having
a front page.
Yeah, I mean, it being Tomori, there's a few little details about it.
You want to talk about recreational drugs, yeah? Go chat to Lacazette and Aubameyang and them man there, innit, man? Getting caught with the balloons and that, bro. You know what I'm saying now?
Man, like CFC Matty on the show now. What you here to say, mate?
How are you doing, Terry? You okay?
Yeah, I'm very well indeed. Ben White to Chelsea. Give me your thoughts.
I sense a Gary Cahill situation, really. I feel as though, to be honest with you, it's just to bump up the price for Arsenal. I mean, they know we've got money. They know we need a defender. I think it was weird how we got rid of Tomori, a bright young talent, to AC Milan. I feel as though that we need somebody to come in, replace his shoes, and possibly act as a squad player, essentially. I think that's all I can see as far as Ben White, especially if we're trying to land our other targets. And obviously, they've got to balance the books somehow. Personally, I see it as Chelsea just looking for a squad player, really. I mean, to be honest, I think we just need to break the bank and go for Haaland and whatever we can get as far as defender-wise and defensive midfielder or whatever we need. We have to balance it that way. But I think it's all a ploy to try and get Arsenal to bump up the money and not buy an extra pound.
I hear you on that, Matty. Listen, thanks for calling in and having your say. Top,
Terry.
C here says Abs disrespecting Frank when Kai wouldn't have come in if he didn't finish in the top 4. Next caller. We're gonna go to Donny James. Donny James is in the house. What are you telling us, bro?
Well, firstly, Arsenal fans, don't be angry that we stole one of your youth prospects next week. Don't be, angry about that.
We loaned him out to you. What are you talking about? You're so funny.
I've seen Arsenal fans on social media saying he should be in the first team next season. So I'd be saying that's.
Who's this?
You're smoking crack. I'm sorry.
Who's this?
So it's
Matt Smith.
Yeah, centre midfielder called Matt Smith, and we've got a player now that's won more trophies than Tottenham, so we're happy with it anyway. Look, on the Ben White deal, I think he would be good for Chelsea in a way because there's a couple of things that makes him great for Chelsea. He's versatile. He can play centre back, CDM, and he's also Premier League proven. So I feel like a Premier League proven player, having that player that knows the league, is the perfect fit for a squad and can help improve your game with a bigger club as well. Don't even start, Ali. And I think that Haaland, I don't think he's going anywhere. I think he's staying at Dortmund until at least next season. I don't see him leaving now that Sancho's, there. On Emile Smith-Rowe, I personally feel like he's not going to leave Arsenal, but I also feel at the same time Aston Villa will get other great players. Yeah, I think that Aston Villa will still get some great players in. I think Aston Villa is probably one of my underdogs for Europe next season because they're doing some real bad business. If they can keep Jack Grealish as well, Aston Villa have got ourselves a right good squad going on that could finish maybe top 6, top 7. Oh my God. Like top 6, top 7 finish for Villa at least. So I think Aston Villa's got a really good season up ahead, even if they don't get Emile Smith-Rowe. If there's enough chance they do get Smith-Rowe, then Arsenal do need to look at replacements, especially since Odegaard's not coming back. James Maddison's been linked still. You could be getting Lokonga, obviously getting people in other positions like Tavares. So it's going to be interesting to see. Maybe you sort of then need to start bringing up the youth prospects. Maybe Miguel Elziz gets a shot next season to sort of rise in those ranks during the cup matches, kind of like Nketiah a few years back for up front. So it's going to be interesting, but I don't see Smith-Rowe going anywhere. But I think Aston Villa will still have maybe a European finish next season. But be it yourself, Terry, be up the terrace, and I will drink from Arsenal fans' tears next week.
I love him. Top man. They're loaning an Arsenal player. He's made it sound.
Imagine getting bantered by Aston Villa fans and now Duncan Castles fans. Bro. You guys are bad.
It's peak. I need to ask you a question, Igal. What will your reaction be like if you did lose Emile Smith-Rowe to Villa?
It's not happening. So what's the point?
We're talking hypotheticals here, bro. What would you do?
It's not going to happen.
Are you 100% sure?
100% that there is going to be a new deal signed by Emile Smith-Rowe in the coming weeks. They're just waiting for the new kit to be launched. Once the new kit is launched, that's when they're going to be showing him in the new kit and with the new deal.
Like how they waited to the end of the window on purpose to sign.
No, it's the same way how Jadon Sancho has not officially been shown in a Manchester United kit. So let's be real.
Yeah, you know why, Gal? Because he's at the flipping Euros, bro.
No. That's one thing also. Same reason why Ben White is not being signed yet.
Who told you that? Your theory, or you've been told that?
No. Let's be realistic, guys. When it comes down to it, brand deals, you don't want to show any major signings or any major announcements in an old kit.
Yeah, you
show them a new kit. So when they show Thomas Partey's number change, there's a reason why they showed the yellow new kit. When they were doing all the promotions over the past couple of weeks, they were showing the yellow kit. When they're going to show Smith-Rowe's new contract, they're going to show a different kit. Let's be real. If anyone we sign now until the new kit is launched, is going to be wearing the yellow kit.
Yeah, we signed Zlatan Ibrahimovic and he held up the old shirt, bro.
I don't care about that. I'm talking about Arsenal, and I'm talking about what's been going on this window with both of our clubs.
Fair enough. I'm just trying to gauge because I think I'm with you, by the way, Igal. I don't think he's getting Villa. I think he's signing a new deal. That's Terry Flewers, the host of the Football Terrace. Tell Flewers, the Man United fan, he fucking wants him to go Villa just to see Arsenal fans' faces. I can't help it. I want to see the reaction. David's here with it. David, I want your opinion. Duncan Castles has claimed that you, man, might be moving for Benjamin White. Give me your thoughts.
He's a good, as I always say, Ben White's a really good player. He's got a bright future, but he's not worth 50 mil. I ain't paying 50 mil for that. If I pay 50 mil for Ben White, I might as well go pay 60 or 70 odd mil for Varane. I might as well. So there's no point in us doing that signing. I think it is purely a let's hope Arsenal hurry themselves up because they're the only club who are willing to put 50 mil down, hopefully.
Technically, we're not spending 50 mil. We're spending about 45 plus like 4 million on add-ons.
So 50, so 50 mil. Thank you. Whatever.
Round it up. Yeah.
50 mil. Okay, cool.
No,
the Smith.
It's 40. It's 46 mil.
Gal, it's 50 mil. I get it. It's 45 mil plus 4 mil in add-ons, and the add-ons may not add on, and blah, 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 or whatever. I don't care. It's 40. To me, it's 50 mil. That's the touted thing. I'm going with 50 mil. Okay, I'm a rival. I'm going to inflate all your prices. Same way when Havertz signed, everyone said he's 100 mil. To me, he was.
No,
72.
I said he was 72 mil.
Helps me sleep at night. So thank you very much. The Smith-Rowe thing kind of interests me though a bit more because obviously, I mean, the Haaland thing's the same thing, just waiting. I don't think Smith-Rowe's worth 32.5 mil. I don't know. Like, he shouldn't leave Arsenal for he shouldn't leave Arsenal for Aston Villa. Simply because he'll be behind Grealish and he will be behind Buendia. But he is not worth 32.5 mil. That is way too much money for this kid. Way too much. 30 mil, even that's a bit high. Especially for Villa as well, because you can't play all three at once. You probably won't be able to play all three at once.
Grealish, Buendia, and
Smith-Rowe.
Yeah, you could.
I don't think he can. I really don't.
No,
I really don't. It's possible, but it's the way that their squad's built, I don't see them doing that. And I don't think he's worth the 35 mil. I think there are areas in that squad that they can improve or improve in their depth and use that and split the money over the squad rather than go for this.
Yeah, but
he's potentially
you gotta remember
35
this,
mil.
David. You gotta remember this. He's a highly talented young player that always puts money on top. He's English, that's always put money on top. And also don't actually want to lose him. So that puts money on top. So he's actually worth 35 million. I thought, if we actually calculate everything together, it makes sense.
I mean, yeah, as in, I have no doubt he could be worth 35 mil, but I don't think he's worth the 35 mil investment for Aston Villa. That's my point. I think specifically for Aston Villa, I don't think he's worth the money that they're trying to put down.
Igao, how much do you think Smith-Rowe's worth?
To Arsenal, he's priceless at the moment because we cannot sell him because we don't have anyone who plays in that position. If we did have a plethora of number 10s, we would actually put a price on him. But realistically, at this moment, he's priceless.
How much? So if you had a plethora of number 10s, how much would he be worth with the season that he's had?
With the season that he's had, only playing one season, we'd have to see him go for at least, I would say, 45 to 50 mil. because of the potential. Listen, he's a young player. You have to add the potential of a young player.
But is he 50 million pound potential? That is the question. If that is what he is to you, then fair enough, isn't it?
That is my take. I'm saying he's worth that much. If this is 1 year later and he gets another season under his belt, by the end of the season, you guys will all agree with me that 50 to 40 million is actually too cheap to try to even try to rise away.
Okay.
Look,
okay.
Mason Mount right now has what, 2 seasons under his Chelsea belt, right? 2 seasons. Am I wrong?
The Champions League.
Yeah.
So Mason Mount right now is going for, if you look at transfer markets, they're saying 90 to 120 million. If you look at Smith-Rowe's trajectory, after next season, you guys guarantee all you guys will be agreeing with me that it will cost more than 50 mil easy.
If he plays, if you buy James Maddison, bro, man's gonna ride him bench, bro.
I'm also considering English tax and his age, so let's not forget that. You guys,
I hear what you're saying. I don't think it's too far a stretch with how much money young English players cost. To be fair, to hear long time no speak to hear. Of course, this was the man who donated and made me sing "Blue Is the Color" live on the terrace. Good man. He says, "Gal, you need to apologize for your drugs comment. You hate trolls when they talk crap about you. I'm truly shocked, mate. You're better than this. Thanks, Terry, for saying you've never heard about it. I mean, I just never heard. I've never even seen this story, so I don't know where did you hear that Tomori was taking recreational drugs?
Okay, I heard that there was a situation in the preseason that he was dropped or something because that something happened with the party and there were drugs involved. I'm not 100% sure. That's why I will apologize if it's not 100% true. But what do you call it, David? Have you heard anything about this in the preseason?
No, never. No.
Okay,
Premier
maybe
League, Premier League. This is the thing. Premier League players and football players in general, they don't. It's not really a thing. The whole drugs thing, even though that again, there have been stories of things getting burned and so on. But like, football players and drugs don't really go like near each other.
I tried to find the article. I couldn't find it, so my bad. But I genuinely did hear that from a Chelsea fan. I didn't just make this up. I wouldn't just make this out of thin air.
Could also be considered balloons and doing those little small time things, and your players have got caught doing it as well. So like it's a very like I think Mason Greenwood did it when he was like 16, 17. So
I mean, Saliba got caught. Madness. Like, you know what's mad about that? Like, I speak to a couple of young guys, and someone's telling me that's not an uncommon thing.
No, Terry, you're speaking to the wrong young people. You are speaking to the that's never happened.
I heard this is like, especially at posh private schools.
I've seen, I've seen mad stuff. Yeah, I have never seen that Saliba thing. That was the first for me. I've seen toilet paper in people's asses. I've seen fire. I've seen like mad stuff like that, but I have never seen a room full of men where everyone was so relaxed about it. It was mad.
I haven't got an issue about anything people want to do in the privacy of their own home, but it was just like he wasn't doing it. It's like they were just waiting for a bus. Oh, that gave me jokes. I don't know why I found it. I'm very comfortable in myself.
Someone
asked me, by the way, David, sorry.
French.
What?
Someone I know who's French says stuff like this happens in the locker room all the time. I've never seen this before. I've never heard of this.
Are you saying this is a French thing?
This is a French thing.
Oh wait, so you're not French now. But when
it's your country,
I support the French national team. I don't support that.
I was talking to a few people today about this. When you support a nation's football, you support that country in all its endeavors.
No.
What I'm saying.
No.
I mean, you have to. All their endeavors, government.
I do not support their political
history, everything.
No.
You are, bro. No, I'm only messing. A few people asking, David, where you got your jacket from? Where'd you buy your jacket from? I was on Chelsea website.
I got it as a present. I have no idea where this came from.
I've also seen people asking, "Where's your trim, bro?"
My trim needs sorting out.
I was also thinking, David, you put on some weight.
I'm a big guy now. I'm not small anymore. Like,
wait. When you say big guy, have you been banging gym or eating?
Yes, I've been eating, and then I started doing gym like a couple of weeks ago. So I'm starting.
Where's your tinfoil hat?
Where's my tinfoil hat? It's right here.
Put it on for us.
Oh, the tinfoil hat, man. Yes.
The tinfoil hat is there. But yeah, no, I've got bigger. Yeah, no, I've put on like this whole year. I think I put on about 8 kilos. I want to say.
Wow.
Wait. When you see Terry in real life, fight him. I just need to see which gym goer gets
fight me. You're gonna fight me.
I would never fight Terry.
ex like world champion and that. Like versus David.
The only hope I would have is if like Terry was drunk enough. That's the only thing I've got.
And he was still kick your ass, mate.
I'm losing.
People have this like perception of me because I think because I'm older and I'm English, you just get so drunk you can't stand up. When I'm out in public, I drink, but only to a level where I'm still like I have to keep my bearings, brother. Like I wouldn't get so drunk that I was like, oh, what's going on? Tinfoil, like, look, it was Andrew legend. Yes, Andrew is a legend. Winter Surfer is a legend. You're all right about that. Listen, ladies and gentlemen. Terry can't scrap.
Oi, bro, that's a lie. Listen, Terry. Before you go, please. This guy's been knocking on his literal camera for time. Please let me see what he has to say. Please. Yes.
Yo, what's up, Terry?
Hey, do me a favor though, Safe. Don't smile that close to the camera, please.
Oh, sorry, man. Listen, Terry, I would fight you. I don't mind. I would fight Amanda. I would kick her ass, yeah? I got banned on Twitter because I called her out here to fight on Twitter and Twitter banned me on Twitter.
For what?
Because I tried to organize a fight with Amanda Nunes.
Amanda Nunes will spank you into next week, bro.
I don't care, bro. She's just a woman, man. I can't kick her ass, mate.
Whoa. She's a professional fighter, mate.
Whoa, slow down, Safe, a minute. Normally I'd kick off a a bigot straight away. But one, she's not just a woman. She's one of the best fighters in the world, and she would kick your ass. And plus, I know bare non-fighting women. Hang on, stop talking. I know lots of women that are not fighters who would also kick your. You're about 4 foot nothing, can weigh about 3 stone when you step through.
Huh? 5'6", yeah.
Oh,
Let me educate you, yeah. Do you know Chris Cyborg? Yeah, she blocked me on Twitter. Molly McCann, she blocked me on Twitter, right? Gabby Garcia, she blocked me on Twitter.
That's because you're sexist.
No, I tried to organize a fight with them and they blocked me.
Why do you want to fight women?
I don't want to fight women, but I'm telling you, yeah, that.
Hang on. You said you don't want to fight women, but you've been blocked on Twitter for offering to fight women. Why are you doing that, you pleb?
You listen, forehead, yeah.
listen, Safe, listen, because listen, the whole she's a woman thing is a piss take. I'm not having you say that on the terrace, mate.
No, sorry, apologies.
No, you can say sorry to me. I'm just saying I'm not having it, mate. Like it's just stupid, mate. Take care of yourself. You're done. You're blocked. Bye, mate. I just don't need that nonsense. I don't mind him. Like, listen, the Jackass crew did it where I don't remember. I think it was Steve-O got in the ring with a world champion Thai boxer and she sparked him. I don't really mind a normal person fighting a professional fighter, but I beat her up. She's just a woman. Shut up, man. Like all the girls I grew up with that did karate and kickboxing, they would smash him, bruv. I can't stand stuff like that. Anyway. I bet you Anita would beat him up.
Yeah.
Slap him left, right, and center. Mel would put him in a coma. You know she would. Straight out. Like end of the day, like most, even the women on the social that are not fighters would do it.
No, lambs. Get lambs waved.
Lambs.
End him, bruv.
Finish him.
Finished him.
He wouldn't even better. You know, if Safe was actually in front of ladies that come on the terrace, though, you know, he would just be like, he wouldn't better say shit anyway, bruv.
Terry, can I just say something about earlier? I was asking a question about the Tomori thing. I wasn't making a statement about it. I was just asking a genuine question to Abs.
Yeah, I've just never heard about it. I can't comment. It's a hard one because I don't know. Say says Bruno Fernandes in 10 years. Oh my God.
That's just mean.
Don't do like that. Don't do Bruno like that, man.
When he said he's 5'6", I had something to say, and then I was like, I'm gonna not say that on camera. He's definitely a liar, though. He's definitely not 5'6". You can tell he's little in it, like 5 foot. If he's wearing, you know, them things, he's probably 5'6". You know, them things you can buy that go in your trainers, but they're like high-heeled soles.
What, to make yourself 5'9"?
Yeah, one of them ones. Oh, Ram, what you saying, mate? Oh, he's gone now. There he is.
But no, I'm good, man. I'm all right, recovering from yesterday because that was incredible.
Could you fight Safe?
Of course I could. I'm not a fighter, so I don't like fighting. But if I had to be in that situation, he wish he didn't fight me. You know what I'm saying?
Woo!
Actually, I'd pay you both a fee each. Come to the new Football Terrace studio. You and Safe have a boxing fight in the studio.
No, why? I don't like fighting. I really don't.
Yeah, but I'll pay you 100 quid.
I don't care. I don't like fighting.
I'll pay one term student fees.
That's about. Make it a little bit higher than we get into.
I'll do it for the money. We'll have a chat. Listen, we couldn't do that because if Safe got boxed out, like we'd be in so much trouble. What's your take on the Ben White news?
Bit mad. I thought Chelsea would be going for someone like a Koundé or a Varane, but Ben White is a little bit of a weird one. But if they get him, Arsenal have no chance of fighting back because Chelsea got Champions League football and they'll blow them out of the water with the cash that they have. So yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. They've been searching for a centre back, so it's understandable that they've gone for them. But I thought they'd go for someone like a Varane, personally.
Yeah, sorry, I got sent a weird message. But yeah, it's from my point of view. I just can't see it happening. The more I think about it, the more I just feel like Arsenal are being done here. It's normal tactics, but we'll see. Listen, everyone who's tuned in, a massive thank you to each and every single one of you. Really do appreciate it a lot. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Goodbye. God bless. And we'll see you all again